Hello and welcome to News Central now. I am Adebola Adedugba. The headlines. EFCC to arraign former CBN Governor Emefiele on fresh 26 counts today. Over 90 perished in Mozambique's boat sinking incident. UN fears renewed violence in eastern DR Congo as Indian peacekeepers withdraw from region. Details shortly. Let's begin by telling you that the federal government of Nigeria has officially declared Tuesday and Wednesday, April 9th and 10th, 2024 as public holidays nationwide in a bid to honor the sacred occasion of Eid-el-Fitr. The announcement was made by the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, in a statement released on Sunday by the ministry's permanent secretary, Ndayako. Minister Tunji-Ojo extended heartfelt congratulations to all Muslim faithful for their dedication and commitment throughout the fasting period of Ramadan, culminating in the joyous celebration of Eid-el-Fitr. In his message, he urged Muslims to embody the noble values of kindness, love, tolerance, peace, good neighborliness, and compassion, echoing the teachings of the Reverend Prophet Muhammad. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has returned to Lagos State, where he will observe the solemn occasion with prayers for the nation's well-being and spend cherished moment with his family. As Nigeria prepares to mark this significant religious holiday, citizens are encouraged to reflect on the essence of unity, solidarity, and spiritual renewal. And moving on to another news item, Umaru Kirawa reports that on arrival at the Muhammadu Buhari International Airport, Maiduguri, the Vice President was received by the Borno Deputy Governor, Dr. Umar Usman Kadafo, members of the State Executive Council, and party chieftains. The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, has offered his condolences to the family of the late Alhaji Ali Chiroma, former president of the NLC, who recently passed away following a brief illness at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital. In his message of condolence to the bereaved family, the Vice President described the deceased as a symbol of the struggle for the emancipation of the downtrodden and labor unionism, not only in Nigeria, but across the world. He enjoined the President's generation to emulate the late labor leader by upholding and preserving his legacies. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is set to arraign former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. And to talk about this in detail, I'm joined live on the news by a legal practitioner, Okiki Adeniran. Good morning. Glad to have you join me, Mr. Adeniran.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now, how strong do you perceive the EFCC's case against Emefiele?
Yeah. For a layman, it will be a very strong case. Bearing in mind that a lot of things have been shown to us, saying the evidence with the investigation report of the private investigator. So to a layman, it's strong. However, legally speaking, it is too early for us to judge how strong the case is. And I'm saying this because an accused person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. An accused at this time, probably do what major thing he would do is to probably get a very good defense team to ensure that everything against him is watered down to the extent that he will not be pinned down to a particular offense, as it were. So at this time, it's so we cannot say specifically that yes, this is what it is and this is what the case will be like. But to a layman, yes, it is strong. Going by everything that has been said, it is strong. But let's wait and see the outcome of the trial.
Types of abuse of office outlined in the 26-count charge against Emefiele.
Yes, the major one, and that I'd like to speak to, and one of the things I would like to say is that Governor Emefiele at the time was the governor's central bank used privileged information to his own enrichment. At least to what based on what we have seen and based on what the investigator has put out there. So all this information were used to enrich himself and also to enrich others. And in this kind of case, what we will say about this kind of thing is that as a public office holder, as someone who is being looked up to in that kind of position, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to have the good of the country at heart and not be selfish about whatever you're doing.
Well, let's look at the case against Omole. Let's see the allegations, being leveled against him. What's he likely to face when it comes to these allegations of facilitating foreign exchange allocation for money, if they are proven?
Yes, well, they're just like co-defendant. I mean, Governor Emefiele is culpable as well as Governor Emefiele. What the charge against him is also the charge against Governor Emefiele. And if it's proven guilty, if he's proven guilty, what will happen will be that whatever punishment that has been allotted by the law will also be given to Governor Emefiele as well as Omole in this case. So is a defense team for Omole can prove to court that probably some of the things he did were under duress, or probably some of the things he did were just misrepresentation, or probably under false pretense. I mean, false pretense in the sense that maybe he signed some documents without knowing what it is. So those are the ways they can get out of this. But if not, you can be sure that yes, they will partake of the punishment as stated in the criminal law.
Let's talk a bit, Mr. Adenira, about public perception. If true, these allegations, how can it affect public trust and transparency in Nigeria's foreign exchange market?
Yes, so as it is right now, the trust the foreign investors, and in fact, Nigerians have in the system is shaking. And you agree with me plainly that as of now, if we are not careful and if we don't try to put things to place and ensure that we buy the trust of the public back by the policies and by the things we're doing, it's so sure that we'll keep losing investors. For example, a lot of investors keep leaving the country, and some of them have even decided not to invest in our economy just because of these issues. And that's what I'm saying, that as it is now, we need to be transparent. The government in power now needs to ensure that citizens and then even the investors are well carried along as they proceed with policies.
Let's talk about the possibility of plea bargain in all of these dynamics. Is there a possibility for plea bargain being reached in this case? And then how might it affect the proceedings?
Yeah, there's a possibility for plea bargain. Yes, I'll say that. Yes, it is possible. However, it depends on what the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission would like to achieve. If what they would like to achieve is to show to the world or show to the country that yes, this person has been held responsible for this, and it has been proven that yes, he did this, and just to show the others that things are not done this way, you probably not go through plea bargaining. But if the end result is to recoup the money and ensure that the system is made clean, plea bargaining can be accepted. However, you agree with me that in cases like this, it's more of trying to ensure that the next person coming is doing the right thing. So I see a possibility of plea bargaining, and then I see a possibility of EFCC saying that what, we are going all the way and we prosecute the former CBN governor.
Well, I know you touched on public distrust, lack of transparency, and how the public will now perceive this body. But beyond public distrust, what might be the implication for future governance and also accountability within the Central Bank of Nigeria itself?
Yes, for public trust, as it is, the present and the future CBN governor, and in fact the public office holders, probably need to win the trust of the public again. There's been policies, which have affected the economy, and in fact, as we speak right now, we're still trying to recover on what for the past 6 years has happened. So as we speak now, the present CBN governor has a lot of work to do, in the sense that for policies to be put out there, it needs to, inform and ensure that the public are carried along. It needs to ensure that yes, there's nothing that is hiding or trying to, do that will, tarnish his own image and also the image of our country. So as we speak right now, what we need to do, or what we need the CBN to do, is to ensure that we put back the trust that people had in their minds, and ensure that going forward, the country is seen as transparent and a country that upholds justice.
Well, thank you so much for your expertise on the news. Okiki Adeniro, a legal practitioner. Thank you once again.
Thank you for having me.
Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf has urged the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to release the results of its probe into the alleged dollar bribery video involving immediate past Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. Yusuf, in a statement on Sunday by spokesperson Sanusi Tofa, said Ganduje should rather be ashamed of himself and prepare to face his trial instead of talking about non-existent failure in the current administration. The administration of Governor Yusuf emphasized that it would leave no stone unturned to pursue the dollar video scandal to a logical conclusion. He, however, requested the release of the forensic investigation conducted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on what has been referred to as Gandola Saga in 2018 for public consumption. In the meantime, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has disclosed that it is currently investigating no fewer than 50 individuals, including legislators, contractors, consultants, and government officials, under Phase 5 of its ongoing tracking of constituency project. According to the Phase 5 tracking report shared by the Anti-Graft Agency on its verified X account, the investigation aims to uncover fraudulent practices in the award of contracts for the Zonal Intervention Project, also known as Constituency Project, spanning the 2019, 2022, and 2021 budget years. The ICPC revealed that over 200 bank accounts linked to illegal transactions related to these projects have been frozen. A staggering 5.6 million naira has also been recovered as cumulative savings for the federal government during the exercise. The ICPC said the latest development underscores its relentless efforts to combating corruption and ensure accountability in government spending. You're live with News Central TV. Let's take a short break. Stay with us. Thank you for staying tuned. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has voiced serious concerns regarding the recently approved 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project, alleging irregularities in the decision to award a contract to Gilbert Chagori High-Tech Construction Company Limited. Atiku's statement released on Sunday by his media advisor, Paul Ibe, shines a spotlight on what he perceives as Bola Tinubu administration's inclination towards questionable deals. Atiku recalled that the project had previously been initiated during the Goodluck Jonathan administration in November 2014, with the contract awarded to the China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation for $11.97 billion. However, the project was not executed before the administration's tenure ended. Subsequently, President Muhammadu Buhari's administration reduced the cost to $11.1 billion and extended the completion period to 3 years, but progress on the project remained stagnant. The former vice president recalled that in September 2023, barely weeks after being appointed by Tinubu, Works Minister Engineer Dave Umahi refused to reveal how much the project would cost, saying the project would come at zero cost to Nigeria. However, Atiku noted that to the shock of many Nigerians, Umahi returned to FEC with a memo in March 2024 seeking the approval of 1.6 trillion naira that will be paid to Chagori firm for the first phase of the project, which is wholly in Lagos. Expressing dismay, Atiku highlighted the lack of transparency in awarding the contract to High-Tech Construction Company Limited, emphasizing the absence of competitive bidding or approval by the Federal Executive Council. The federal government of Nigeria has announced ambitious plans to revolutionize the national identity system by introducing 3 new identity cards for approximately 104 million citizens across the nation. According to reports from the National Identity Management Commission, these innovative cards include a bank-enabled national ID card, a social intervention card, and an optional ECOWAS national biometric identity card. Speaking in an interview, Adebola Babalola, the technical advisor for media and communications to the Director General of NIMC, revealed that Nigerians can expect to receive these groundbreaking identity cards within the next 1 or 2 months following their launch in May. However, the specific launch date is contingent upon approval from the presidency. He adds that the activation of the National Safety Net card will address urgent authentication needs and provide a secure platform for government services such as palliatives, primarily targeting the 25 million vulnerable Nigerians supported by current government intervention programs. The Rivers State Police Command has issued a strong caution to all parties involved in the political turmoil gripping the state, urging them to refrain from actions that could jeopardize peace and stability. In a statement released on Sunday, the command emphasized its commitment to maintaining law and order, saying it will not tolerate any attempt to disrupt the peace that residents of the state deserve. It adds that the command is aware of inflammatory remarks circulating among political circles and urges all parties to exercise restraint and adhere to the rule of law. The Rivers State Police Command sets its role as the enforcer of law and protector of lives and property, vowing to take decisive action against any violators as tensions continue to simmer in the state. Abia State government says it will soon commence the arrests and prosecution of people using siren without approval from the government. The general manager of the Abia State Road Traffic and Safety Management Agency, Ezechi Kalu, told News Center's Chinwo Gele Umwaya that government is now all out to enforce laws guiding its agencies.
There's no single day that passes in the cities or even communities without one hearing one form of siren or the other. Sometimes people mistake the sounds because they are so rampant they cannot differentiate sounds for rescue missions, security chase, politicians' convoys, or even ambulances. According to the general manager of the Abia State Road Traffic and Safety Management Agency, Mr. Ezechi Kalu, the noises from the sirens constitute nuisance on the road as well as intimidate other drivers.
Especially a politician. They bully people. It has caused a lot of accidents. A lot. So we want to stop it in the state. If the government is not using siren, who are you to use siren?
The laws establishing the Road Safety Traffic Agency in Abia State provides that only the governor, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, and fire service can use siren.
So these people bullying people on the road, they are doing the wrong thing. And any of them will catch. We are starting the debate. By the end of this week, we are going to do enlightenment campaign on it. We are going to run jingles on it as well. If after 2 weeks, after that, if you are caught, no matter how highly you are placed, you are going to pay 250,000.
To make this environment conducive, if the police is to arrest, let them also arrest their fellow police, who will just only the driver will be in the siren and be blowing, making noise, shouting everywhere. Let them arrest the police, even the army.
Let the government, let the people know, because most of these people using this siren in unapproved manner, they don't know about the law. So let them educate the people, sensitize the people on the provision of the law, and then the law should be applied.
I would love to hear it and love to see it when government will start arresting those that is not licensed to use siren.
A situation where security operatives clear traffic when not on the chase of any crime suspect or for the people they guard is regarded to as an offense according to the extant laws.
I don't mind security people, if there's an emergency, okay. It's somehow, it's not in the law, but if there's an emergency, you cannot say no.
If the siren abuse is checked, there will be less noise and bullying on the roads, and the people will begin to recognize and identify the sirens for what they represent. In Omaha for News Central, Chinwe Ugele.
Nigeria's National Association of Scrap Waste Dealers Association has called for the relaxation of indefinite ban imposed by the Borno State government to allow hundreds of its members to pick up their means of survival. The group made a call shortly after distributing food items to its members and their families in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. News Center's Umaru Kirawa has details.
Metal waste scavenging used to be a brisk business, providing food to millions of people and opportunities to teeming youth in Nigeria's northeast state of Borno. In a bid to curb the rampant theft of metal materials, the Borno state government imposed a ban on metal scavenging on July 10, 2023. However, Nigeria's National Association of Scrap Waste Dealers and Sellers, representing the interest of those involved in the scrap waste industry, has raised concerns over the impact of the ban on their livelihood.
We know our governor is a benevolent governor, and he has already observed so many things before he did this. So we beg his pardon to review the embargo so that the people will have some reliefs.
We launched this palliative to our members to alleviate their hardship.
Yara na tara kullun su suke wani ci su suke wani sha mai girma gona ka dube mu da idan rahama mai girma gona ka taimaka mana a dawo mana da kasuwancin nan namu.
The association believes that alternative solutions such as the use of task force and strengthened collaboration with security agencies should be explored to address the issue of theft as it is done in other states.
We therefore call on the governor to please revisit his decision to fish out the criminals that caused the bans and allow the other good citizens to continue with their business.
Allowing them to continue with this business will increase the income of the revenue of the state.
They noted the importance of collaboration and dialogue in addressing the challenges posed by metal theft while safeguarding the interest of the scrap waste industry.
At least our population of Ajakuta, including the scavengers, is more than 300,000 people.
The recycling business is the reason that China and Indian economic is booming because they gives job to our teeming unemployed youth.
It remains to be seen how the Borno state government will respond to these concerns while balancing the need for public safety and addressing the economic impact on vulnerable communities. In Maiduguri for News Central, Umaru Kirawa.
The spread of misinformation and irresponsible commentary on social media platforms has once again come into the spotlight following a recent case involving a popular gospel singer, Mercy Chinwo. Allegations linking the singer's newborn to Pastor Nathaniel Bassey, made by anonymous social media users, have raised questions about the ethics and repercussions of digital discourse. Our correspondent, Niyomoni, has details.
The story began with a simple rumor that spiraled out of control on platforms like X and Facebook, demonstrating the alarming power of social media to influence public opinion and harm reputations. This incident underscores a growing trend of social media misuse, where individuals often hide behind the anonymity of their screens, publish and comment without considering the consequences.
Mercy Chinwo husband, go and do DNA on that your son.
In the case of Mercy Chinwo, the narrative spread rapidly, leading to significant distress for all parties involved. The incident is resonant of another social media firestorm surrounding the social media user Very Darkman, an influencer arrested for his comments online. These instances highlight a broader issue: the ease with which social media can be used as a weapon to perpetrate slander, harassment, and emotional distress.
We went to the authorities to submit a petition on behalf of our client, Pastor Nathaniel Bassey.
Our police officers, they know the law.
They know what the criminal code talks about, criminal defamation in section 373 and 375. They know what the criminal cyber crimes act of 2015 talks about. So you will look at these acts, you will see that these persons have gone beyond the law.
Diverse reasons fuel such behavior, from seeking attention or amusement to harboring malicious intent. While enforcement remains a challenge and legal system is often playing catch-up with the rapidly evolving digital landscape, the law on cybercrimes and online harassment is clear.
You now damage somebody's reputation. That means you posted information on news that is not confirmed or you are sure that it is true before you posted it. 5 years imprisonment or minimum of 15 million naira fine. Damage to reputation, 1 year imprisonment. Before you post, confirm or else 2 portions of rice.
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me.
In the past, the Nigerian government took steps to regulate social media content, proposing bills like the Social Media Bill of 2019, which sparked controversy and debate about censorship and freedom of speech. The delicate balance between protecting citizens from online abuse and safeguarding their right to digital expression remains a contentious issue.
So you have freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of association, and the rest. And now all these freedoms that actually make up what is called civic space. Now, if anything affects these freedoms, it automatically means that you're limiting it.
I buy the idea of being regulated because of the kind of thing they are posting. You know, it really corrupts our youth. Even I, as a person, I do scared of handing over my phone to my son.
As Nigeria grapples with the repercussions of the Mexico-Ecuador incident and others like it, the need for a societal shift in social media usage becomes ever more apparent. It is a collective responsibility, one that involves users, platforms, and policymakers to ensure that the digital space remains a forum for positive engagement rather than a breeding ground for harm and misinformation. In Lagos for News Central, Ni Omani.
The daring travel content maker, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, made her historic arrival in Nigeria on Sunday following her solo car trip from London to Lagos. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, the adventurous 28-year-old, was warmly welcomed at the Nigeria-Benin Republic border by representatives of the Lagos State Government, including the Honorable Commissioner of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Benson Awoyinka, and the Special Advisor, Tourism, Arts and Culture, Idris Arigbe. The historic trip of Olubunmi, which set off on January 31st, was not without difficulties. Along the journey, she had an accident, but her tenacity and fortitude carried her through. Olubunmi was unfazed by the setback and continued to go on her quest to reach Lagos. Speaking at a grand homecoming celebration for Olubunmi, the Vice-Chancellor, University of Lagos, Akoka, Professor Folashade Ogunshola, described her feat as that of resilience of an average Nigerian. The Nigeria Meteorological Agency has predicted sunshine and thunderstorms from Monday to Wednesday. NIMET's weather outlook released on Sunday in Abuja forecasts sunny and hazy atmosphere over parts of Yobe and Borno State on Monday, with chances of thunderstorms over parts of Kebbi State. According to NIMET, the remaining parts of north should be sunny, with patches of cloud during the morning periods. Sunny skies with few cloud patches are expected over the north-central region, with prospects of isolated thunderstorms over parts of Niger, Kwara, and Benue during the morning hours. Coming up, over 90 persons perish in Mozambique boat tragedy. We have details after the break. Join us again. Thank you for staying with us. Still in the west of the continent, the three countries of Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso are set to lose investment worth about $321 million in ongoing ECOWAS project expected to improve the lives of citizens. This was revealed by the president of the ECOWAS Commission while speaking to members of the 6th session of the Parliament in Abuja. saying that their January 29th decision to leave the regional body will take its toll on their citizens. Amadine Uyi has details.
It was the inauguration of the 6th session of the ECOWAS Parliament. The lawmakers were informed of challenges facing the sub-region, which many believe has become dire.
Our region faces serious political, economic, environmental, and security challenges. Even our collective commitment to unity has been questioned. The role of the Parliament is, therefore, more important than ever.
The president of the ECOWAS Commission expressed worry at the withdrawal of the 3 countries of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso from the regional body, saying it would take its toll on the community and their citizens.
Our people, the people of West Africa, have lived in one integrated ECOWAS community for several decades now. Our people have enjoyed freedom of movement in our ECOWAS space. Our people have begun to see the benefit of our common market, where original products are traded freely in a market of 400 million people. Our people also move about with a common passport and a common biometric identity card. The disintegration will not only disturb the freedom of movement and establishment of people, it will also aggravate insecurity of the region.
He says that the 3 countries will be losing over $300 billion of investment from ECOWAS projects expected to better the lives of their citizens.
It should be noted that the 2 regional financial institutions of ECOWAS, EBID and BOAD, have considerable exposure in the 3 countries. ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, EBID, currently has 27 ongoing public sector projects in the 3 countries, valued at approximately $321.6 million. 38% of this is in the form of investment in the public sector, while 61% is constituted by investment in the private sector.
He further adds that the 3 countries will face political isolation from the international community, a situation that will further affect their progress. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadine Uyi.
Rwanda has begun a week of national mourning and 100 days of commemoration to mark the 30th anniversary of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Rwandan President Paul Kagame noted that his country has made tremendous progress since the genocide as a result of the choices they made together to resurrect the nation by embracing national unity. The flame of remembrance was lit on 7th of April and will be left on for 7 days at 4 genocide memorial sites in different parts of the country. Bungani Sisiba has details.
The day started with the Rwandan President Paul Kagame, the First Lady and the guests laying wreath at the Kigali Memorial Center. They also proceeded to light the flame of remembrance. It's a flame of hope that keeps light for 100 days, the time that lasted the genocide tragedy. The commemoration proceeded to the BK Arena, where people from all walks of life came together to commemorate the 1994 Rwanda genocide. Amongst the crowd, survivors, dignitaries, and supporters standing united to remember the lives lost and honor their memories.
We commemorate because those lives mattered to us. Rwandans cannot afford to be indifferent to root causes of genocide. We will always pay maximum attention, even if we are alone. But what we are seeking is solidarity and partnership to recognize and confront these threats together as a global community.
Do you quench by exterminating others? What will be able to say or do today? First, to accomplish our duty to remember, there has to be remembrance. You have to remember so you don't forget. You have to also remember to understand the depth of these wounds inflicted on this nation.
President Kagame also expressed his gratitude to all those who came in support of this journey. A moment of reflection.
Between 10 and 15th April, more than 350 people in my neighborhood were killed, including my family. So I started feeling that maybe I don't have a right to live.
In a historic moment, France acknowledges its role in the genocide and expresses remorse for its misdeeds. This admission paves the way for the healing and reconciliation between the two nations. For those who lost their loved ones, the day serves as a reminder of the past.
I'm so proud for President Kagame and what he's really doing in this country and what he said also for us. We need to believe on what we do and know that nobody we supposed first to count of us and to work today hard as African and change the game, like I always said.
The things that happened over 30 years ago should never happen. And we believe that it's something that we have to express solidarity with the Rwandese people. It's a lesson also to all other African countries that these things should never happen.
And for many Rwandans here, the spirit of resilience, unity, and forgiveness shines brighter as they continue with their journey of healing. At the BK Arena in Kigali, for News Central, Bongani Siziba.
In a heartbreaking turn of events, Mozambique is mourning the loss of over 90 people following a boat disaster on Sunday. Local authorities report that a severely overcrowded makeshift ferry carrying roughly 130 passengers capsized off the northern coast near Nampula province. Nampula's Secretary of State, James Neto, confirmed the tragedy, citing the vessel's unsuitability for passenger transport and overcrowding as the cause of the sinking. He adds that rescue efforts are on the way, hampered by rough sea conditions. So far, 5 survivors have been pulled from the wreckage, but the search continues amidst challenging weather. Neto revealed that the passengers were attempting to reach an island off the coast, likely driven by panic due to misinformation about cholera outbreaks on the mainland. A leaked United Nations document has revealed that the Democratic Republic of Congo faces fresh security concerns in its war-torn east, with rebel groups gaining ground after Indian troops withdrew from key positions. The UN peacekeeping mission in DR Congo, known as MONUSCO, warned staff of a volatile situation as the M23 rebel group advances towards Sake, a town just 25 kilometers from Goma, the region's largest city. The leaked note reveals M23 fighters occupying positions previously held by the Indian contingent known as INDRIB. This withdrawal leaves a critical gap in the region's defenses. Residents of Goma, which has seen its population double due to the refugee influx, reported heavy artillery fire between M23 and government forces throughout the weekend. M23 rebels, who are largely dormant for 8 years, reignited their insurgency in 2021, seizing territory in eastern DR Congo. The government and international community accused Rwanda of backing the rebels, which Rwanda denies. Mexico's Foreign Minister Alexia Bacina says her country strongly condemns Ecuador following the raid on its embassy in Quito, which prompted Siren's international condemnation. Mexico said it will file a complaint against Ecuador at the International Court of Justice on Monday following the raid on its embassy in Quito. Mexican diplomatic personnel left Ecuador on Sunday as the two countries severed ties after Quito security forces stormed the embassy late on Friday to arrest a former vice president sheltering inside. Spain and the European Union joined the United Nations chief and Latin American countries in criticizing Quito for the raid, which it carried out to capture former Ecuadorian vice president José Glass.
Condenamos enérgicamente esta violenta irrupción de personal de seguridad del Estado ecuatoriano a nuestra embajada y entonces desanimamos que en el futuro se tomen este tipo de acciones. Por eso es muy importante la función judicial, el poder judicial, que sea independiente, o mejor dicho, que dependa del pueblo, para que
el atropello cometido a nuestra embajada es de tal magnitud que el gobierno actual del Ecuador todavía no puede dimensionar lo que le hizo a su pueblo, que no merece el gobierno que tiene actualmente.
Thousands gather in front of Israel's parliament in Jerusalem to demand the return of the hostages abducted by Hamas militants in Gaza exactly 6 months ago. It is an open wound and it won't close, says a relative of the hostage. About 250 Israelis and foreigners were taken hostage by militants on the 7th of October. A teenager was freed in a deal with Hamas at the end of November. The army says 129 are still being held in Gaza, including 34 who are presumed dead.
אנחנו צריכים שהחטופים יחזרו הביתה כדי להחלים. אני אומרת את זה כקרובת משפחה ואני אומרת את זה כאשת בריאות נפש. אנחנו לא יכולים להחלים מהטראומה עד שהיא לא תיגמר. כל עוד יש חטופים בעזה, הטראומה נמשכת. הנפש לא יכולה לעכל את זה. זה פצע פתוח, הוא לא נסגר.
בדמיונות השחורים ביותר, לא חשבתי שזה יגיע לחצי שנה. חשבתי שזה יגיע לחודש. חצי שנה זה הרבה יותר מדי. עכשיו שחרר אותה מהר.
טעמנו הדבר הראשון שצריך לקרות ובכל מחיר הוא ההחזרה של החטופים. המצב שבו הם יושבים שם והממשלה מטרפדת את ההחזרה שלהם הוא בלתי נסבל ולא מתקבל על הדעת. נוגד את כל הערכים האנושיים ובוודאי את ערכי היהדות והציונות. אנחנו לא יכולים להסכים לזה. ואחרי שהם ישובו אז בהחלט יש מקום לחפש פתרון ארוך טווח שיאפשר קיום בשלום בארץ הזאת.
And now to sports stories. USM Alger, defending champions of the Total Energies CAF Confederation Cup, clinched a spot in the semi-finals by defeating Rivers United 2-0 in the quarter-final second leg. Rectifying their first leg loss in Nigeria with a 1-0 defeat, they secured a 2-1 aggregate victory, fueling their aspiration of defending the title. Malian striker Abdullah Kanu's brace secured a crucial win, propelling USM Alger to the semi-finals for the second consecutive time. Despite a strong start, they broke the deadlock only in the 37th minute through Kano's close-range effort. The second half saw heightened attacking efforts from USM Alger, though play predominantly settled in midfield. Despite Rivers United's near equalizer, USM Alger sealed the win with Kano's second goal in the 74th minute. They now brace to face Moroccan side Benik in the upcoming semi-finals. Dreams FC achieved a historic milestone in Kumasi on Sunday, advancing to the CAF Confederation Cup semi-finals for the first time by defeating Stade Malien. Despite a commanding lead from the first leg, Dreams FC secured the spot in the last four, marking their debut appearance with distinction. With a 2-1 victory in the initial leg in Bamako, they managed a 1-1 draw in the second leg at the Baba Yara Stadium, resisting Stade Malien's efforts to reverse the deficit. Despite a goal initially celebrated by Derek Aguier, which was later annulled by the video assistant referee, Dreams FC persevered, with Sylvester Simba's equalizer proving crucial. Despite conceding to Euro Diaby, Dreams FC's resilience prevailed, propelling them to the next stage. They now anticipate facing either Zamalek or Future FC, setting the stage for another momentous clash. And that's all on the news at this hour. But before we go, let's take a look again at some of the major stories. EFCC to arraign former CBN Governor Emefiele on fresh 26 counts today. Over 90 perish in Mozambique's boat sinking incident. We also told you that United Nations has expressed worry over renewed violence in eastern DR Congo as Indian peacekeepers withdraw from region. Send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen and follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I am Adebola Adedugba.